Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 51. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here. Welcome back to this week's news report, where once again it is time to have a look back for the last week, the last 7 days here, what has happened on all our investment platforms, what has happened on the EA trading Forex market in here. Things have been moving. Some of them have been very slow. Some have a bigger drawdown than they had before. But we also had an early Christmas present in the past week. That actually came from one of our old EAs in here, hitting more than 50% in just a week. So quite astonishing again. This particular EA has some history on this where it goes into a drawdown, comes back out again, and then the cash is in big time. We're going to have a look at that account here also, see what happened, how big was the drawdown, and obviously, was there any more profits made? I can tell you already it's looking good, and obviously this is an early Christmas present. We're also going to have a look at the bell trading EA, so this one has now 3 weeks behind it. Things are moving forward, maybe not as fast as we would like to, because some of the trending markets in here hasn't been kind to the bell trader, so it is still the lowest producing EA at the moment. Some of the accounts are actually doing quite well, other ones are sitting in limbo here, and yet there's good percentage made overall. We like it so far. Obviously, we're going to see a lot more results going forward. You can find more of it on our website in here. All of these accounts for the bell trader is actually set up so you can trade them on $1,000. We should be able to release this in early 2025. If all the accounts actually behave, we will try to put it on the copy link service over time. We're also going to have a look at Expert Forex for the copy link service. And last week we showed you this particular one where we had the top 5 EAs in here. You can still go and set yourself up before Christmas if that is what you want. Last but not least, we also have a free gift in here. So this is basically a video with a link, and from there on you can basically go and get your free grid trading robot. I'm going to talk a bit more about this later on in the program. So make sure you watch this all the way to the end. So we find ourselves at Yieldnodes once again on the platform here, and nothing has changed, nothing has been updated, no news or information here for Christmas from either Steve or Urs. We're going to go straight into the audit coin reserves in here just to see what is actually happening, if something. Week 50 and 51 over here. Again, you can see the total coins owned by Yieldnodes and the participators in here. That has gone up again. If we have a look at the PNY that we follow together with the SAP, 239 has gone up to 243 of the masternodes running. And also here, 3,757 up also here now, up to 3,782. Things are moving. What is not moving is actually the SAP coin. So you can see after a bit of volatility where we ended up with 0 and then 7 zeros in here 4. Since then, things have come down a bit again. It has dropped and there's absolutely no trading. So at the bottom part here for the red and green, this is actually the selling and buying. And you can see there's nothing there, which is why you just have a bunch of dots all the way across the board here. So not looking very good up here for Christmas. Now also, if we have a look at the staking, last week I told you it looked like we made a lot of money sort of on the staking part, but we also thought that this was a bit too good to be true. And we had a bit of an issue with the update of the SAP wallet itself. We managed to update the wallet to 1.5.3. That was not enough. So we did multiple different types of recoveries. The only one that actually worked at the end of the day was going all the way back to the beginning. So basically downloading every single history in here, transactions, and from there on you can see it worked again. But we haven't received any SAP for quite a while now. So this is pretty much for a month. Nothing has come in for December. And again, if there's no volatility, no nothing, the staking will also be down at the moment. It looks a bit better for PNY, so we got 1 in here. So on the 21st of December, 133 PNY. So that still takes December up from the bottom line in here. And at least it looks like we got a bit in, not much, 0.6% overall. So not really much to be Christmas mood about. Now also, if we have a look at Bitcoin versus USDT, things has also turned around. We managed to get into the 100,000s with Bitcoin. It came up and hit about 108,000. Since then, it dropped down to 92,500, as you can see on this chart here. And then at the moment, it's trading slightly sideways with about 95,000 for Bitcoin versus USDT. So again, it has shattered the glass ceiling, but on the other hand, we are now again below. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen over Christmas, if it's going to be any major changes or not. We do have some changes when it comes to the project migration intel in here. So these are the token claims that you can now do now. Again, all these things, if you were part of the Trillant platform, you should have this on your Telegram app. You can now claim your tokens in here. You click on that particular one and you make sure that you do that as quickly as possible. So there's no extended deadlines or anything else, or a hard deadline at the moment. But the sooner you get it done, hopefully the better it will be. So again, the new tokens here are being generated. So they are now using this particular one to make sure that everything is being set up correctly. But one of the things that you have to do when you want to claim this is you need some TON tokens in the wallet for the gas fee, as it says here, and they recommend 2 to 4 deposit in the wallet for a smooth experience for the future blockchain interactions. So don't wait, do this now. And apart from that, also here, as they say, momentum building has just started. And again, there will be more tap to earn games will officially be launched for you in here. So that is, I guess, one of the ways where they want to have us use the coin, which will again also create some revenue over time and increase on the coins themselves. Time will tell if this is actually working or not. We have seen in the past other ones have been trying to do the same thing, but we, again, as we said, don't really have much of a choice at the moment. So if we have a look at the TON versus USDT, so this is the US dollar. It looks like at the moment it's 5.4. So again, if you want to go in and buy 2 to 4 as they recommend, then you know at least that is the rough price. Now, I told you before that we had old EA, and you can see this is the Trade Explorer for week 51. No, you don't have to adjust your eyes, or you don't have to adjust your phones. So this is again the top 10 pair in here. So the 10 pair account that is running that made $5,190 or 51.9% in the past week. Huge amount for this particular little EA here that we don't do any back testing on. It's simply set up once and for all, and it should normally run on a $10,000 account, which has now taken the balance up to more than 49,000. And again, floating profit and loss, as you can see, is only 62 again. Plenty of close profits of almost 35,000 in here. And then total returns 349, monthly returns 7.9 and 1.8. And again, this is because we are not increasing the lot sizes in here. We are trading this all the time on a $10,000 account because it's on the copy-link service in here. The history, 585 days. And you can see all these small little peaks and the jumps that we have over time here is the EA cashing in. But look at this particular peak here. That is quite a crazy one and the biggest one we had. But if we also look at the drawdown, we can see in the beginning we had about maybe 6,000 here, and we had another 3,500. This latest one on that account went all the way up to 10,000. So if you just had 10 in your account, it would definitely have crashed and burned. And this is one of the issues we have seen before when we were trading also the 22 pair in here that crashed and burned, even though it had almost 30,000. So this was the time where the Swiss francs was basically also trending heavily on multiple fronts. So this is what's happening. And you can see the spikes here is very short. So that also means because the grids are actually tightening, the lots are increasing. And that's also why it doesn't need much of a retracement before it actually goes in positive again. And here it actually cashes in also at 5,000 at the same time, which is quite astonishing, but also a very dangerous technique in here. It's nice when you keep it within 1,000 or 2,000, as you can see most of the time. But these very quick and short spikes there can definitely take out your account. So always make sure that if you are trading the Trade Explorer, that you take out your hard-earned cash to make sure that you get a free account over time. And again, here, all the numbers, and just have a look at the amounts. So this goes all the way back to May 2024, where we are normally in the 200, 400s, 500, 600, 1,300, 2,000 was the best one so far this year. And now it's just outperformed by this week with 5,190. Huge amount. So definitely the top rated EA for the week. Now, not that the Wave Liberator is not good. You will notice that we don't have the big spikes in here anymore, as I mentioned a few times. So, and this is because of the change in strategy where we are now opening up the grids, and we almost have to do that on a weekly basis here now. So the US CAT ended up in the top 5 EAs, the top spot here for $57 or 5.7%. The Euro Great British Pounds at $35, 3.5%. Euro Swiss francs, $31, 3.1%. And the British pounds, Swiss francs, $28, 2.8%. And New Zealand Swiss francs, $25, 2.5%. Overall, these top 5, if you would have traded them, and you can do that on 5 $1,000 accounts, you would have made $177 or 3.5%. This is low. It has not been the best trading week, but it's still turning over and cashing in, and 3.5% is pretty much half of what the S&P 500 will do in a year. So not too bad at all. Yeah. If we have a look at all the EAs in the Forex, we have 22 on $10,000 accounts. We can see the floating profit and loss is high at the moment. And again, this is only a few accounts. And at the moment, it's the USD accounts in here that has some issues. Even though we have increased the grid quite a lot, it is still giving us a bit of trouble, and we have to wait with the full adjustments until it has cashed in. In the meantime, though, monthly return still 1.2 or 12% on a $1,000 account, and weekly returns is 0.3% or 3% on $1,000 accounts, with a trade win of 67.5%. So that's good. Trades per day is 14.5, and we have a history now of 489 days. So really racking up all the history on it. And you can find more details on our website as usual. You can see most of them is on the coupling service. We're only missing one, which is the CAT Swiss francs at the moment. So let's see if Alex can add this one at the end of the month or beginning of the next one here, the new year. We're also going to have a look again at the individual numbers. So this is for the portfolio again for this week. The entire portfolio did 441. So it's a bit down from last week with 461 and 430. So it's popping around in the same area at the moment. So very low profits. And again, this is due to the trending market that is there. That hasn't really recovered yet either. The RSI Liberator, well, that is doing slightly better. So we have the Aussie Japanese up at $58 or 5.8%. EuroCat followed shortly after with $56, 5.6%. Great British Pounds CAT, $44, 4.4%. And Great British Pounds Swiss francs, $38, 3.8%. And then Euro Great British Pounds, $37, 3.7%, with a total of $233 or 4.7%. So that one is very nice, but still also a bit on the low side still. We have the entire portfolio in here, and as usual, the graph looks extremely nice. And we can see the balance is up 241, but also this one here has floating profit and loss, again on just a few accounts that are making all this trouble. Again, the USD also here. So even though grid sizes, everything else has been adjusted, we still see that creeping up in here. So obviously that we would like to make some changes to, again, once it comes out of the drawdown. Total return 1.2% so far. Monthly returns is 1 or 10% on a $1,000 account. Weekly return is 0.3 or 3%. So again, very close to the Wave Liberator. Trade wins also very similar, 65.6%. A few more trades per day of 21.2, and then a history of 258 days. Still makes this a very good EA, and that's also why we have added more and more to the copy link service in here. There's about half of them is now on, and hopefully we can add additional ones also in January 2025. We're going to go to the individual numbers. So this is for the entire portfolio. You can see it's slightly down from last week with 514. The week before it was 555, 497. So again, you can see they're very low compared to some of the previous ones, the 800s up here and 5 and 600s. So again, it's running okay, but not impressively at the moment. And you can find more details on our website, both for the Wave Liberator, the RSI, and all the other EAs. Simply go to Portfolio of Opportunities, and that's where also you can go to our PAMM accounts in here. This one has a bit more of a rough edge because, again, people are withdrawing money, then that actually comes down. It looks like a loss. As we said, it's not. History of 297 days in here. We had a very bad week, so 478 because we have dialed everything down. So we don't want to have any issues during all these trending currencies here. We think that is more important. And there's only a few withdrawals here, which is very good because we need some stability at the moment. We don't need any type of panic here over Christmas. So that is the best thing that we could wish for. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any updated data when it comes to all the other PAMM investment accounts from Expert Forex. They were not updated, so the numbers you're looking at here is actually from last week, so I can't really tell you where we are compared to all the other ones in here. But what I can tell you is what I showed also last week, that the reasons for some of these heavy drawdowns is some of the currencies that simply are just going in one way. And you'll see also these orange parts in here is basically where it's supposed to cash in and get out of the trade. You can see it came close to this one and then it reversed again. You have other ones. This is the blue one in here, so this is a hidden one. Again, that has also just gone in one direction, not enough retracements at all. And then once it comes here, it will come out of it and the new settings will be fully implemented straight away. Also on this particular one, again, very steep in the beginning, then a bit more flat, but not enough recovery along the way. And that one also has a good way back. So some of these have actually bottomed out and topped out above what we have seen in years. Same thing on this particular EA here also. Very, very long and quick trend, and then it's bopping around. And it doesn't really have far to go back, but if it doesn't, that means we're going to stay in the trade still for weeks or even months to come. Yeah, that unfortunately happens from time to time with these particular EAs. The one that are dealing best with this is the Lucky Trader. And for week 51, the top 5 EAs, we actually have Great British Pounds USD at $65 or 6.5%. So very, very good, especially with the new settings we are using, which is more conservative and should basically even out all the profits. You can see the profits at 65 down to 43. It's a lot closer and tighter than what we used to have. Great British Pounds CAD is at $60 or 6.0%. US CAD 52 or 5.2%. Euro Great British Pounds $44, 4.4%. And then Euro USD at $43, 4.3%. Overall, these top 5 EAs made $265 or 5.3%. So definitely this is normally the EA that over time here seems to be cashing in the nicest of them all. We can have a look at the graph. It's starting to smoothen out because we only have about 50 days of history in here. We have a balance of 164,397. So at the moment, the equity is actually below because we have 16 accounts of $10,000. So also here we find some drawdowns, but they are not as big as we've seen on the RSI and the Wave one, because this has been implemented from the beginning on new settings. So that looks quite good. Good close profit in here also. We expect that that's going to surpass the floating profit. So in the next week or two, let's hope so. In the meantime, we have monthly returns 1.6, so that is somewhat higher, as you can see, or 16% on the monthly return on a $1,000 accounts. We have weekly returns of 0.4 or 4% on $1,000 accounts, and the trade wins are also higher with 71.2%. And trades per day is very active, 33.9, so it's looking good. And you can obviously also take a look on our website again in here, portfolio opportunities, and then go to the Lucky Trader in here. They are all set up for $1,000 accounts. You can see all the individual currency pairs in here, which ones are working well, which are not. You can use that either for your own trading, or you can hang on tight until we put them on the coupling service in the beginning of 2025. If you want to have a look and see how it did, Lucky Trader actually did better this week than last week, 563 overall for the portfolio compared to 476 the week before, 515 that week before again, and only surpasses or matches pretty much what we had in the middle of November here. So this is still the beginning, and this was actually the US election that took place there. Very volatile time, and cashed in big time. The one that's also cashing in, but not maybe big time, apart from one currency pair this week, was a Bell Trader. So again here, the Great British Pounds CAD matched up with $142 or 14.2%. So this was definitely extraordinary, not something that we would have expected. Let's see how that's going to go in the future, because the grids are not set that tight on it. Euro Great British Pounds did 48 or 4.8%, which is a bit more normal. Followed straight after with Euro CAD, $48 also, or 4.8%, and then Aussie New Zealand, $31, 3.1%, and New Zealand Swiss francs, $24, 2.4%, of a total of $292 or 5.8%, but obviously helped a lot by the Great British Pounds CAD that really cashed in for the Bell Trader this particular week. And if we have a look at the entire portfolio, that again consists of 16 $10,000 accounts, you can see the balance up here. Equity is low because the floating profit and loss is at minus 1100, but we already cashed in 730, so it's not too bad. We always have this dragging the drawdown here after us, so it takes a bit of time before it comes out. Trade wins are quite high at the moment, 77.6. We'll see if that actually continues. Trades per day, you can see there's not too many, 8.2. And we only have a history of 21 days, so still very early. Monthly returns here is lower than the other EAs we have at the moment. Let's see if we have set it up too conservative or not. We don't believe so. We like the way we've done it. So if we are not blowing any accounts in the beginning, that is certainly the best way. We have 0.8% or 8% overall on monthly, which is still good, same as the S&P 500, so, and that is in an entire year. Weekly return 0.2 or 2% on $1,000 accounts. That should also do the trick. Now we also have this one here, so ready on our website, and later on this will also be added, some of the best ones, to the copy link service. So look out for that one. You can already now go and have a look at the individual ones to see how they trade. If you feel the need for that, or you need some help and assistance of looking at other traders, then definitely this is the place to go. We have a look overall here for week 3 of our beginning with the Bell Trader, and we're up by 333 in total, which is better than last week's and the week before. But don't forget, the first week here we only had 8, and then the second week we made up to 16, and now the 16 are running. We're not expecting any more here at the moment. Now I have talked about the link to success, the copy link service, and Alex again in this particular video here has shown you so the weekly returns for the top trading accounts. So this was coming out on the 16th of December, pretty much at the same time as we were doing the video last week. That's why we didn't have it in there. So go have a closer look. And again, what he's actually talking about in here is what we already raised the week before. So when you go to these details in here, and I have to tell you the last update was 14th December, it hasn't been updated. Unfortunately, we were waiting for that, but we'll have to see when that comes. It's most probably due to Alex taking a bit of a Christmas holiday, but you'll see that not only the top 5, but the entire top 10 here is all our signals. We have done what Alex is supposed to mention here now is one of the best ways in the video to go for the green results, how many is in green, and then it is basically going down from 7 to 5, 4, 3, and so on and so on, and you'll find more of them down here, which is also ours. The Trade Explorer is the 146C in here, and again, there is certainly risk this particular week here, so that would have changed a bit, and also the numbers that would have happened. So worst in the week, definitely with a drawdown of almost 10,000, that would be red by now. But these are the ones you can go and have a closer look at. They are now sorted in a different way that will hopefully help you also figure out the right ones. You can quickly see if somebody had a high negative. You have one of our accounts in here that has a high negative, but on the other hand, it is also doing quite well. Gains in the last 8 weeks, as you can see, 99% in here. Last but not least, Alex has another video where you can download a free simple grid trading robot in here that can help you get started understanding the grid trading itself. I'll make sure that the link to Alex's video is in the video description below as usual. So it'll give you a good idea of what grid trading is all about if you haven't bought any of the recent Wave, RSI, Lucky Trader and Bell Traders because they are all set up on similar principles. And we haven't tried this particular free one in here. We have done grid trading for quite a few years now, especially with the new recovery system in here that Alex has developed. So we really like it. But again, it is a bit of a system that you really need to understand to make sure that you don't blow your accounts. So that's what we have for you in this week's news report. As you can see, despite Christmas coming up here very, very quickly, so things are still moving, things are still happening, and there's also very good profits for the individual EAs. There is some drawdown still happening here at the moment. We hope that slowly but surely it's going to come out of it very well, but we never know. Christmas is normally not known for the most volatile time. Most of the traders are actually taking time off. But 2024 has certainly taught us that things are not always as they seem. We have quite a few times now had both the Japanese, the Swiss one, and now here also recently the US market basically flooded with all sorts of trending further than ever before. So obviously this is something that we need to be wary about even for 2025. We can hope the best and prepare for the worst. So until my next video, see you around. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.